All right, let's talk some Kyler Murray. Listen, Kyler Murray is good at football, right? And he's just looking better and better each week. I know you can say, it was Houston, but there's still ways you can evaluate a quarterback even when they're playing a good defense. And Kyler, okay, he missed a throw here or there, but the good was by far and away outweighed the bad. The interception wasn't his fault. We'll get into that in the video. You look at his numbers, like, I'm not a huge fan of box score stats, but the couple I do like to look at, the main two is passer rating and yards per attempt. He is currently second in passer rating, only behind Russell Wilson, who's hurt, so he's not going to win MVP. And then you have in yards per attempt, he's third behind Russell Wilson and Joe Burrow, who, Joe Burrow, good for him being second. That's nice. So that kind of goes to show, though, what we're dealing with Kyler, and him being an MVP candidate is fair. In fact, him just being MVP in general, probably fair through 7 weeks. Still a lot of time left, but he's playing at a really high level. A lot of guys are. He's literally 0.1 points ahead of Matt Stafford in passer rating. So there you go. But still, let's get into the film study and let's talk about what he did so well against Houston. So let's start things off with this one. What you're going to see here, this is a good play of kind of, I would say, good job on the Cardinals for running concepts that can do well against the Texans. Also, bad defense on the Texans. Both do kind of work together, as what happens in every game, basically. But what's going to happen here is that it's going to be zone coverage. And the way this works for Arizona is, you have a deep route. You have kind of your second receiver towards the top of the screen is going to run a little bit over the middle. And then you have a third receiver who's going to be the third guy on that side of the field. He's going to come all the way over from the offense's right. This rotation right here is what the Texans are going to want to do, because the defensive player who's covering deep towards the top right-hand corner of the screen, he stays deep. That makes sense. You then have the player who's in charge of covering the kind of a little bit shallower but furthest up towards the top. He's going to naturally take away the other receiver in that area, meaning that you're going to want a linebacker to actually run over and take away the third guy. However, right when this play starts, so for Arizona, you see how the linebacker just isn't picking up Christian Kirk right here. So, again, this is a good example of, good concept, nicely done by Arizona. Also, for Houston, this is Christian Kirksey who failed to pick him up. Maybe do a better job there. Kyler spots this well. He does make the throw. They pick up a key first down on fourth down and 3. Hey, it took the Cardinals a little bit to get going, but once they got going, they were really able to just go off. This play was kind of like what I feel like maybe the turning point in the game that ended up being very lopsided. Although you could also argue this play was the turning point in the game. Again, very lopsided game, so the turning point, of course, came early. What's happening on this play is that it's a third down and goal, and it looks like this is just a designed pick play. I don't think there's anything crazy here, so why am I showing this? Well, what's going to be really fascinating about this play in particular is, while yes, there were some examples of bad Houston defense, there were some examples of good Houston defense as well, and just better Cardinals offense. Watch, right when this play starts. So to have this pick play, I'm just pausing it right here, so don't worry, your phone is not broken. For Arizona in this spot, the designed play is actually to get Zach Ertz open, the tight end. DeAndre Hopkins more serving as a decoy on this play. But it seems like for Hopkins, he kind of realizes early on. You look at, 4 Houston defenders, they're all going to Ertz right now. They read this play. They recognize this is a pick play. So for the Cardinals, it looks like, unless this was a complete design and a really well done acting job by the Cardinals, I think what happens here is Kyler and DeAndre Hopkins are just acting on their own. As you see, Hopkins gets to his gap and, Kyler hits him immediately and they pick up the touchdown right there on a third down and goal. So do they go for it in that situation? If they don't get it, probably. But hey, good job by Hopkins and Kyler to never even have to worry about that and to just make sure you get it on third. Good job by them. I thought this play was just absolutely absurd. This one was just ridiculous. So it's a third down and 24 for the Cardinals. 3.5 minutes left. They're still just up 2 right here. So it is still a football game right now. You kind of have to have the strategy you typically have in any given football game. 3rd down and 24, that's going to be tough. And I think a lot of teams would just try to pick up 10 yards or so to try and get in field goal range. For Arizona, you have multiple receivers who are running deeper routes, and so the idea is that, the safety who's in that area can only cover one of them, and you throw it to the other one. Look at how right when this play starts, so Kyler Murray takes the snap, and he is going to eventually make this throw right when I saw this spot. So this is kind of, past the corner, but underneath the safety. There's several things you can call it. Some people call it like the honey hole, it's just a gap in coverage in that area. It can work, but it's always a difficult throw. You really have to get it there and sort of bomb it in. And this is something that I know, Herbert got a lot of credit for doing basically this exact throw earlier. When I watched this live, my immediate thought was, oh, this is an interception. Like, this is a bad throw. Bad decision. This is going to be too small of a window to fit it through. However, Kyler puts it right on the money. It's not so much the accuracy that's amazing there. It's how the accuracy while still being able to push it down the field that well. That's really what just made that just a remarkable play. One of the better throws of the season so far, in my opinion. This one was another one that was just like baffling. So it's going to be zone coverage. It's a cover 2 zone right here. And that's really not that important right now. The main reason why I wanted to bring up the zone coverage is just because if this play does last a while, eventually you expect a receiver will find a gap that he can get open in. And once this play starts for Kyler, there is immediate pressure, but he gets out of it and then jukes out another guy. So I paused it right here. Good job staying alive. He somehow looks downfield and notices that he has a receiver he can throw to. But what's truly crazy about this play is you just think about where he's currently standing. He's kind of standing in the middle of the pocket right here with multiple Houston players coming from either side. So when Kyler does push this down the field off balance, still a great throw. They get the completion. I mean, again, just a weird, bizarre, and very impressive play from Kyler Murray. That's kind of a lot of what he's done this season. Is stuff that I'm like, that's odd, but it worked, so good work. Also, let's talk about this one. This is going to be the interception, which I actually criticized him on my podcast for, and I need to take that back. People corrected me in the live chat about that, and they were right. I was wrong, because this is not on Kyler Murray. This is a Zach Ertz play, and after watching it again, I'm like, oh yeah, this is clearly not on Kyler Murray, but figured I'd break it down as well, kind of explain what happened. So it's a cover 2 zone, and Zach Ertz running a deeper route that could get into a gap in coverage underneath the safeties. Again, you're playing the Lovie Smith Tampa 2 defense, basically, or, if not Tampa 2, cover 2 a lot. So you basically know what you're going up against and what you can attack right when this play starts. So you see that, the linebacker passing off Zach Ertz right here. This makes sense to make this throw and probably would have been wide open had there not been some miscommunication. So Murray is in the throwing motion as he should be. However, Ertz stops instead of keeps running, and that results in an interception. Ertz said it was his fault right there. So I don't know if this was a option route or if this was just Ertz, got the play wrong. Regardless, not Kyler's fault. Kyler made the correct decision there. It just didn't work out for Arizona. So yeah, another great week for Kyler. Another impressive thing is he's been so consistent. I mean, every week he's played really well. I mean, you could argue the Minnesota game, he threw a couple of picks, but he also had some incredibly great throws. The Jacksonville game was probably his worst game out of all 7 of them, but they still got the win there, and he still made some great throws in that one. And this game, he was fantastic again. So Kyler, MVP candidate, and we'll see what he does against the Packers in what should be an exciting Thursday night game. That's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.